We are back in a noob to pro video for Fish. This is going to be a video that shows you how to go from an absolute noob bacon like me all the way to a pro. So this is going to show you a little bit of the rod meta in the game on how to go from like this really bad flimsy rod all the way through to one of the better rods in the game. That only costs 1,000,000 coins. Speaking of noob to pro, this video is sponsored by Opera GX. We all know your browser is noob, and not the cool kind of noob. It's the kind of noob that swims underwater but forgets to equip their diving gear. Opera GX is the gamer's browser, and with GX mods, you can completely customize your browser. You can change your wallpaper, add background music, customize your keyboard sounds, add a splash screen, and you can even change the icon of the browser itself. Opera GX also has AI built in, which means you can use ChatGPT directly from the sidebar to help you with your work code or even help you with more complex calculations, like in my case, pasting every rod from Fish and asking which rod is the best. If that's not enough, you could also highlight text, and these smart AI prompts will summarize long articles or even simplify complex topics, saving you a bunch of time so you can get back to your gaming. This browser sounds like it should be a little pay to win, right? Well, good news is Opera GX is completely free, and if you're worried about all the bookmarks, passwords, and settings from all your boring browsers that you have installed, you can use the quick import tool. So with one click, you can import everything over to Opera GX with zero hassle or drama. Opera GX also just released a new Roblox game called Hell Obby, which is an intense shooter obstacle course where you blast enemies with powerful weapons, set traps to slow them down as you race to the top. There are some big surprises from Opera GX in the game, including a secret quest where you can win Robux. But here's the catch, only the most determined players will find it. You can use my download link in the description below to download Opera GX today. All right, so for the first thing we need to do, we need to get our codes in here. So there are a bunch of codes in the game, and we're going to get a bunch of free money that way. Don't try to just like start the game without codes, because you're just going to be in for a crazy grind. We're going to be able to skip a lot of stuff because of these codes, and you should take advantage of them. So go to menu and then go to search. I'd recommend the official wiki, which is fishipedia.org, and they have a codes page. We're going to go and use it. So we got all these codes that are active still in the game, and they give you money. First one is Sorry Reward. That gives us 1,500 and some golden tentacles. Next one is the Kraken. We got Sorry Guys. There we go. Atlantean Storm. We got Golden Tide, New Year, Fishmas Day. I don't know why that's still active. That's crazy. Northern Expedition. Another one that's kind of crazy. Merry Fishmas, which these are probably going to be, some of these are going to be expired soon. Guarantee it. And then RFG, which is 2,500. All right. So we have 14,400 now, which is pretty much means we're rich, right? We are rich. So what we're going to do here is we are going to go over here and buy our first rod, which is going to be the plastic rod. This is the best rod for you to get straight out the gate. And we're off. So now we're going to go over here. We need diving gear. Just this one right here. It's 3,000. And that's because a little bit later, we're going to be needing that for getting one of our rods that we're going to buy. And now we need a good boat as well as a standard glider. And in order to be able to do that, we're just going to follow this little dock here along. And then we're going to jump straight into the water. Just make sure you're holding down like jump, because you're going to die. You will drown if you don't keep holding jump. I don't know how this works on mobile. Like mobile users, do you like have the ability to jump like this, or it's just infinite so you don't like drown? But yeah, technically you don't even need a boat in this game, but it's very slow. So we're going to get a free boat. We're going to get one of the best boats in the game for absolutely nothing. Dirt cheap. It goes 180 speed. And cool thing is it can go underwater. That's right. They have a free submarine for us, and you can drive it around like a boat. You don't need any of those stinking boats. You just need this thing, and it's free. Save your money. So we're heading over to Roslet Bay. We're going to first buy a glider because we need that glider. It's going to help us get over to the Forsaken Vale a little bit later. So if you haven't played Fish before, this is kind of a good, like, not really tutorial, but it's going to show you like a good path for you to be able to take. It is skipping a lot of stuff, and there is going to be some heavy grinds in between. Just a warning, it is kind of grindy. We're going to come back to this area right here where the submarine is. But first, let's go over here and get the glider from Ash, who's over here. So we're going to go over here. Ash is right here. And there's also that button, by the way, if you're looking for the Ancient Isle one. But we got the glider here for 900. So now we can kind of get around a little easier. It's kind of slow, though. It's not exactly, like, fast. I can't really tell if it's faster or not. No, I think it's the same speed, actually. I think they nerfed it. All right, so we don't have a submarine yet, so we need to go over here to the lighthouse. We're also going to set our spawn here, just for now. There we go. Now we got to go over to the submarine guy. And right over here is this scientist guy. We just need to talk to him real quick. He's going to give us a drill. There we go. We don't need to talk to him anymore. Now we got our drill. We'll hop up on the submarine here. We're going to drill. So there's a couple spots here. You can also go to this side. There's a couple right here. And these are pretty quick to get. Go ahead and put these away real quick because we don't need them right now. We need 5 items. They're right there. So there's a 5% chance to get them. And it should only take us about like 3 minutes or so. Doesn't take very long to get them. Got two out of 5 so far. 3 out of 5. We got 4 items. We just need 1 more. That's why I cleared my toolbar, because we're going to need to equip these and apply them on the submarine to build it. There we go. We got all of them. That was quick. Let's see how long we've been playing. We've been playing for 14 minutes. And a lot of that, I was just kind of sitting around at the lobby before I started this video. So yeah, we're like technically 5 minutes or so in. So let's go ahead and equip all this stuff. Boom. Once we do, we can go talk to this doctor and he's going to spawn it for us. And done. All right, let's go talk to him. And he's going to spawn it for us. It's going to do a little cutscene here to show the laser for the Marianas Veil. And now we're going to go over here. We're going to get into our boat. You can either go through the top or through the side. I like going through the side because it's just a little easier. You can just do that. And basically you just teleport through using the seat. There we go. So now we're going to go back over to Forsaken, which is just next door to Roslet. We're going to do the puzzle here to get our TNT, but we're not going to use the TNT just yet until we need to go inside of Atlantis for that rod. So if we come through here in the center where the skull face is, under the teeth here is the first switch we're going to do. And then we just need to flip the switch. It's right here. Got it. We're going to just kind of move the boat a little bit back so that when we're done with the TNT, we can just drop on top of it. So now the rest can be done on foot. So we're going to head over here towards the merchant. So the pirate merchant has a button right here. There's the first one. We're going to hop over him because the skin merchant also has one past this cannon. So it's right here. And then we go up to the pond. You can tell I've done this a lot. I've done this run a lot. And then we go in here, flip the switch behind the waterfall. Then we go up to the rope bridge, and there's a switch up there. And to the left of this bridge is a lever. So now we can just hop down below the bridge, go right here. There's a skull head, come down, drop into its left eye, and then there's our TNT. So now what we need to do is we're just going to drop down immediately on top of our submarine here. Go in, and now we're going to drive over to the Atlantean Storm, which is at the Grand Reef. So it's behind this. We can turn left, and the Grand Reef is right here. So we're going to go to Atlantean Storm, which is, there's 3 of them. This is Grand Reef right here, and then there's 3 Atlantean Storm locations. I like the left one because it's got like this little lower thing. Let's see how it still counts. So you can kind of fish wherever you want around here. But we need to do this until we get to 80,000 coins. It's going to take us a while. This rod can't do legendaries or mythicals yet. So we shouldn't catch anything here that's going to be difficult for us, or at least too difficult for this rod. So this rod's perfect for this spot. Everything here is pretty nicely priced. Like the cheapest thing here is 156. And that's the Tempest Ray. We just got a Barracuda, which is worth 450. So, I mean, this area is really good for money. Most areas have like fish that are worth 10, 20, 30. We need to catch like 100 and I want to say 150 fish just to be safe. About 150 fish. Now, while you're in public servers, it's a little bit better. I'm on a private right now. If you go on public servers, you have a better chance to get other kind of, like totems being used by players, things like that. So it should be a little easier for you to get money. So we're going to fish here for a while. We just need like another, I want to say like 145 fish. It's going to take a while. I'd say like 30 minutes. And then from here, we're going to go sell back at Roslet and see how much money we made. All right, we're going to go and sell. Let's make sure we get our settings fixed to allow mythical and legendary. Even though we don't have any, I'm going to forget later. Let's go and sell all this. Okay, we got 33,000 so far. We're going to need to do basically double that. So we need to get like 300 fish caught. Most boring grind in the world. So we should have enough money by now. Let's go see. 32. We need 4,000 more. We're going to catch 1 more fish and we're going to go sell again. We should have 80K and then we're going to come back here. Yep, we did. Wow, that's a lot. Okay, so now we're going to go back over. We're going to TNT. Let me get my equipment on. We're going to go in and get our champion rod. So there's 2 different rods that are available inside Atlantis. There's the champion rod and also the depth seeker. The depth seeker's actually pretty good, but the champion rod's just a little bit better. And we're right above where we need to be. Now, the nice thing is even though I'm swimming around in here, the oxygen thing doesn't really start up until I leave the boat. I don't know how they did this, but it's kind of cool. So now when I leave the boat, it starts. Kind of weird. But let's get our TNT. We just need to put it right here. Go over here, hit the switch. And all we're going to be doing in here is, well, this part, we're going to get the Heart of Zeus. But inside the Atlantis, all we're going to do is go buy that champion rod. And I'll show you the stats, why this is important. Because a lot of people are going to tell you to, get the Trident. A lot of people are going to tell you, go get Rod of the Depths, Volcanic Rod. There's so many different rods to choose from. And so I spent hours, and I'm not exaggerating. I spent about 18 hours testing this out. So let me go and grab this. It's going to teleport us above Grand Reef. We're going to go in. So where this little burnt spot is, or crack spot. Grab that. Use the Zeus. And the rod's right here. So we're going to go grab it real quick. Not going to waste any time. We're going to go and buy that. Go and equip it. And we got some enchants. We have 2 enchant relics. We're going to need probably about, I want to say like maybe 8 more. It's going to cost us a little bit of money. And now we're going to go inside of the Roslet Mariana's Veil. So let's go ahead and spawn our ship here. And we're going to head over to Roslet, which is just straight across. We are going to try to enchant this rod after a little bit. We are going to try to get either steady, control. We're still going to basically try to go for more resilience on the rod, or abyssal. I'll be happy with abyssal too, or hasty. So we're just going to try to make this a little bit more powerful so that this rod made sense for us. So we're in volcanic vents now. First thing we need to do is try to do this quest. It doesn't take too long. It's pretty easy. I'll show you how to do it. All right, so we are going to set our checkpoint here too. Let's head over here. We're going to talk to this guy. We have our drill still. We can get rid of all this other stuff. We do want our glider because the glider is going to keep us from the lava. Then we're just going to set our innkeeper. This glider is enough for us to get through the Forsaken Veil area too. We can go through all those rocks. All right, we're at the volcanic vents. We just need to fish these things up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the plastic rod so that we can get the hide first. The hide is a common, so it's pretty easy for us to get it with this rod because all this rod can do is like basic stuff. There we go. Here's the hide. It's negative 20%. All right, we got the hide. Let's switch back over to champions. Now we just need the mythical and then lava crystals. That's just the legendary, so not quite what we want. There we go. All right, we got what we needed. Let's go bring these back to him. All right, so we got the suit. We can start grinding for the secret next. It does take a while. Let me check these stats on the secret, but I think we might have to like fish up to 1,000. They're not too bad, but I need to check the percentage. So it does take a long time. Oh yeah, we need the drill too, but let's go ahead and do this. Get these out of here. All right, we just need to drill up a lava crystal. It takes about a minute. 6 tries a charm. All right, let's go bring this over. We get the suit, so we stop dying. And then we just need to go over to, back over to the volcanic vents. So we're going to be waiting for an orca event. We got to go fish those up because we need 3 of them. So orcas have spawned, so I'm going to head up and we're going to see if we can get one. All right, we're going to try to catch these inside of the submarine. All right, we're catching one, 80%. This rod is so good. The control bar is huge. All right, we got one. We're going to try to catch another one. Well, it looks like I was only able to get one from these guys. That's too bad. So we'll get some more. We'll get some more migrations. So we're going to go over here and sell. We need to keep the orcas though. So let's just make sure we lock those. All right, so we're going to buy some enchants at Sunstone Island. So Merlin up here is the person to buy from. So let's go ahead and buy some power. Oh, I forgot to sell. We got to sell first. All right, we got 96,000. Wow. If we were to get Abyssal, we're going to keep that. If we get Hasty, we'll keep it. If we get Swift, we'll keep it. Resilient, we'll also keep. So now we just need to go over to the tower over here. All right, we're at the tower. You need 400 for this one so you can pay the tax for the elevator. All right, we paid the token. Let's go down. And we got to wait for nighttime. See what we get. Resilient. Ooh, that one's kind of tough. 35% resilience is just crazy. It's probably overkill, to be honest. I mean, this thing already has 30%. That would be like 65% resilience. Let's just take a gamble. We're going to gamble a little bit. Hasty. Oh my gosh. Done. That's good with me, dude. That's good with me. Now I have to click shake. Oh my gosh. So yeah, we have all these enchants. Great. Well, we could use them for future rods, or we could sell them if we get like really close. Hasty is what we wanted though. What happened to my boat? Who did this? Who did this? Let me see. Oh yeah, it's instant. Dude, it's instant. Instantaneous. I love instantaneous fishing. This is so nice. All right, let's get rolling. All right, so we're going to just go down back into the volcanic vents. All right, now that I have like instant catching, this is going to be so easy to get the secret. I think secret's like 1 in 180 or something, or no, 1 in 200. So this will take no time at all. So fast. Such a good rod now. I mean, it was already good. Now it's insane. So we could have saved 300,000 for the volcanic rod, and it's a good rod because the Ashen Fortune gives you a 5 times sell value, and it's 20% of your catches. The problem is that thing has like 0 control practically. It's very little control, very little resilience. So trying to catch anything with that, it's kind of painful. Oh, dude, secret time. 90% progress. Look at this. Thing's just like chilling. No problem. When I was trying to catch this with the Depth Seeker and the Volcanic Rod, yes, I have tried to catch them with those two rods. It was like impossible. Not quite impossible, but the one I had was just jamming back and forth, and I couldn't keep up. Nice. Let's go. First secret. All right, so we're gonna head over to the next zone. All right, so Challenger's deep. We got to do the same thing because we're gonna be freezing in here. Unfortunately, I don't have a winter coat, so I kind of have to just get it done. So we'll go ahead and set our innkeeper, and we need to catch these things. So polar prowler, cryo skin, and ice crystal. Ice crystal is easy. Cryo skin, I think it's a legendary. No, the prowler is a legendary. So let's start out with the common. All right, we got the polar prowler, so we're gonna get the plastic rod out. All right, this is it. We got it. It's okay if we die. Just I wanted to make sure we got it. All right, we got the cryo skin. All right, we got our ice crystal. That was quick. We got our prowler and our cryo skin, which was, it cost me 2 lives. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, let's head back in. We're gonna go fish for that secret. We should have an orca migration in about, I want to say 4 minutes or just a little bit. We're about like 3 hours in so far. Ooh, secret. Right after I used all my bait up. The secrets are like, I think for the last magma was like 1 in 200. Actually, a little less than 200. Like 0.5%. Let's go. We got the secret. There they are. See if we can catch them. Should be a lot easier now that we have a better rod. These guys are like 1 in 100. Oh, we got one, I think. Do we? Maybe? Nope. Mythic fish. It's always the mythic fish. Ooh, here we go. 80%er. I think I did more than 100 that time. That was a really, really hard catch. Now the true pain begins. All right, we're at the Abyssal Zenith here. We got to go through these like Frogger style obstacles. All right, here we go. We're at the highway, the Angler Highway. We got to wait. There's a spotlight that's going to come out. This one is on its way. Kind of hard to see the little passageways, but first 2 are like on the bottom, or first 3. This next one's going to be raised up a little bit. So we kind of have to like float upwards. Just don't jump out of your submarine or you will die. I've done that. I've done it. And there's the next one. Oh, that was went. So we are going to innkeep here because the anglers will likely kill me. We are here and we need a lantern, which is kind of painful because there's 3 of them in there. Let's go ahead and set our innkeep. There we go. You can see them. All 3 of them are heading towards me. And they're kind of bully. Even if you were to put one of them to sleep, it's kind of hard to get all, you know, like just be able to loot them because you're in the water and they like to kill you. All right, crown angler, dude. It's like about 1,000 catches. Maybe less, but man, it felt like an eternity. And I think orcas are about to spawn. Negative 95% is insane. Pretty easy to catch with this rod though. I'm surprised. This rod is OP. It might not have any passives, but it's like solid. There we go. All right, that's the last secret that we needed. These secrets are so much easier than like the banana. So we're still waiting for some orcas. I need one more orca before we can really do much. I'm going to go ahead and go to surface though. All right, so we got to find a strange whirlpool. We'll see if we can get one. And if we can, we're going to go into it and buy some conch shells. Oh, here we go. I found one. All right, we just need to hop down here. We're going to recall afterwards. We're going to buy like, we'll buy like 10. And back we go. And orcas should be spawning any minute now. Oh, I think we got it. 80%er. I might try to catch another one just for the money. All right, so we are going to go to angler area over here. We got 3 orcas. Make sure we have diving gear so we don't do something dumb. One directly below us. All right, we gave him one. Ooh, there's one coming up right on us. That thing was going straight for me, dude. Okay, we got him. 6. Okay, we got him. We got all 3 of them. All I need to do is grab one of these. We'll do this one because it's kind of closest. There we go. You can only grab one. There we go. Okay, we got exactly what we need. Let's head over here. Let's commit at that. We got the suit. We need a void glow. Give him a bad one. There he goes. And then we need an abyssal bearded abyssal. We'll give him our smallest one. There we go. We got a new suit. and a new submarine. All right, we're gonna head down. Actually, we're gonna head up because it's gonna be faster. Instead of going through the tunnels again, just go back to the surface and then go down. It's gonna be faster. The issue with the abyssal zenith area is there's a whole lot of traveling with the submarine and you have to go back out. So not worth it. And while we're at it, why don't we go ahead and sell everything? 132. So we're about halfway there. All right, we got our new submarine. So this rod could easily make us, I would say, about maybe around 400,000 per hour right now, which isn't a lot considering, but it's an $80,000 rod. We're not talking about $1 million rod. So back when the Veil first came out, they had it so that there was like no innkeeper. So if you died down here, you'd have to travel all the way back down. It was so bad. And then they finally added an innkeeper, but they didn't add a way to get back up to the surface. And so you would have to swim up to the next level, either abyssal. The easiest one was to go to Challenger's Deep. All right, here's the calm zone. Almost through. This whole lucky event's temporary, so who knows? Maybe those guys are actually worth a lot, but we're not going to grind them. Calm zone. I like this area. This is one of my favorite zones. Everything here is super easy to catch too, but we got to get to the calm zone first. This is actually not truly the calm zone. This is like the calm zone's entrance. There's the innkeeper right there. We're going to set spawn. There we go. Now we just need to go in here. The glider doesn't really like save us time or anything. It's still kind of slow. We don't have to travel very far. So there's a trick with this because this glider, if you were to try to jump across the usual method that I showed you during my original Mariana's Veil, I think I showed it in like my second video, is like finishing or beating Scylla. Typically speaking, if you had the advanced glider, which is not that expensive, it just takes time because you have to go all the way up to the top of the northern expedition. The glider though is just available off of Roslet, so you don't need to go anywhere really special for it. Plus it's only 900. Typically speaking, you would go up there and then glide down, but the best way to do it now is actually over here. So if you come to this big blue crystal and hop up to the very top right here, you can actually float across. So I'll show you. I'll just go and jump off. So you just got to float over here. And it kind of feels sketch, but you'll make it. Just very slowly. The problem with these rocks is this, like, there's a couple right here that are kind of a pain to jump. Like, actually, it looks like they may have made it a little easier, but it used to be really hard. All right, so now we got to get our secrets out. We got our crown, we got our frozen, and we got our magma. We don't need the secret silver dragon, which is only accessible beyond the gates anyway. So you wouldn't be able to fish them if you tried. So this one is the middle one. And then you got the frozen one. And then you got the magma. Right after this, we're going to open it up. Wow, you'd think I've done this before. And then the calm zone's next. Unfortunately, if you die, you don't come back here. You have to come across that again, but that's fine. So this is the area. You could fish this area. I'm going to fish this area, in fact. We might focus on fishing the Forsaken area. So we're going to go do that right now. I'll show you how to open it up, and then we're going to beat the boss. And then we're going to unlock the Veil of the Forsaken area, which actually has some of the best fish in the game. And with this rod, we should have no problem like fishing them up. So after we beat the boss, we need to save up like 1 million, and we'll do that inside the Veil. It's going to take a while though. All right, so for this one, you pretty much just move these until they light up. It's kind of like the Ancient Archives. Just keep moving them until it lights up. Should light up green. There we go. There we go. And we'll move that one. And we'll move both of these at the same time. There we go. All right, so now the floor opens and we just got to hop into the void. You won't die, promise. But I can't promise you're not going to die to the boss because the boss is a bully. So next boss fight is in 50 seconds. We just have to wait here for a little bit. And then we have some pain. It's kind of a pain. I will say this boss fight, I've only done with Advanced Glider too. I don't know if they've nerfed it, but it is kind of a pain. Scylla can hit you through stuff. And there's like lots of splash damage. All right, here we go. Time to battle the boss. I don't even see her. There it is. Yoinks. All right, she's already hitting me. I was just trying to take a screenshot. Somehow we move really fast now. We didn't run this fast before, but it looks like they speed up your movement, which is kind of nice. All right, so we need to go to find these pieces without dying. They are scattered around the world. They used to be outlined. I don't know where they're at. It's best to try to glide as much as you can. Whenever you hear the sound, you probably need to jump. All right, so the arrow's over here. I'm going to go ahead and glide over to it. Then we're going to come back for that. And we got to find the other piece. Oh, it's over here. The base is over here. So we'll grab this. Oh, she killed me. I kind of took a risk. I didn't think she would like land that many shots on me, but that's okay. No big deal if you die. No more risk taking by DV. That was close. That was close. I am getting bullied. How do I get over here? Oh, I got to go up this. Kind of dark. It's going to glide over. And I'm going to keep gliding for a moment till it takes the shot. Okay, there we go. All right, we got one of the items. Now we need to go back up. Arrows over here. We're just going to glide over. And I think this is the way. Just jump on these crystals. And you're good. I'm floating. I'm floating. I'm floating. You can't hit me. Okay. All right. We got the arrow. I think that was the last time. Like, that's how we died last time. So we're going to come over here. I think this one was a little tricky if I recall. Get out of that. We need to somehow go up. And that's not the way to do it. We got to come back around. And we're almost there. Then we got to assemble this. Okay. We just need to float across. After he misses that, we should be okay to do this real quick. Okay. Now we just need to head back. And the weapons in front, kind of the way we came, gonna be up here. Whoa. Taking 3 shots at once. That's not cool. One at a time, please. Oh, geez. All right, here we go. Here we go. Put that one. Get back to moving. Just do one at a time. You'll notice I cleared my toolbar for this too. Ooh, that was close. I got hit. I'm not going to take any risks. I'm just going to kind of get away for a moment. All right, we just need one more. I mean, we could probably do this. Let's do it. Boom. We got it. We got it. We got it. Can't kill me now. Later, Scylla. All right, we unlocked it. We unlocked it. Going to show us the rod right here. So this is the rod we're going to be buying. It's $1 million, and we can't yet, but we can start fishing. We can start fishing in here. I think we can. I think we need to get a little lower. Yeah, that's better. So most of the fish in here are very valuable. And if we complete the bestiary for this area or bestiary, we could technically buy the prism, but we're not really working on that. All right, so we've been fishing for some time now. We're just going to go do a little check-in, see how we're doing. So we're going to go and just get my conch shell, return to surface. And we're going to sell. Okay, that's 230,000. We need less than 300,000 to go. Let's go ahead and sell the enchants too real quick because we got a lot of enchants. All right, so we only need 240,000. And we're going to go fish at the calm zone. Calm zone's one of the easiest places to fish. Everything's like low resilience. The mythicals here are actually really, really easy to catch too. We're getting a secret. That's money right there. I forgot this area had a secret. Nice. Okay. Now we got to see if this has a mutation. I don't think it does. Yeah, we got a plain old sea dragon. All right. Yeah, we got another crystallized sea dragon. So we got 2 of them. This is such a great area. Now, if I were to do this over again, I know we're going for the Leviathan Fang. If I were to do this over, I'd just keep going for 15 million. It would just take like at least a couple days of nonstop grinding. Well, maybe not. Maybe not a couple days, but it's going to take a long time. Probably about like 24 hours. So that's why I say a couple days. You could probably stretch it out like over 3 days because this rod's going to make you a lot of money. We're definitely going to appraise those. And we got to go over to Moosewood in order to be able to do this. So let's get my boat. So we're going to head over to Moosewood and get some appraising done. All right, we got a lunar crystallized sea dragon. That's good. See what we make. We're probably not going to make enough. We kind of spent like 50,000 on this. So we made 197. Actually, we're really close. Let's sell this thing. Dude, that was 66,000. That's crazy. I've got another one. I'd like to sell this. And we're at $1 million. Let's go. Okay, let's get some conch shell back. We're going to go buy that rod. I know I mentioned it earlier, but it's the best rod to catch Scylos with. All right, here's the rod. Let's buy it. And we got it. Leviathan's Fang. It's actually a really cool looking rod. So we completed the objective of getting this rod and we did it in like less than 7 hours. It's still not even like 6.5 hours right now. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you learned something. If you did, hit that like button. Also subscribe if you haven't already. Also, don't forget to download Opera GX in the description below.